Good morning. It is Thursday, the 25th of January, a month since Christmas. Only 11 more months to go. I don't know. I'm not very, not a very good start to New Year, is it? All about this war and, the post office. The great British post office. What a load of scumbags. How they did all them people and benefited from it and no, and had people sent to prison. To me, that is unforgivable and they ought to be really in the shit for that. But it's like TfL, innit? Transport for London, that guy that's trying to sue them. They know they've got that much money that they can throw at it, they can make it go away. And it's just ridiculous, War, can you imagine conscription today? I'm not saying that the youth of today wouldn't stand up and do what is right if they were forced to, if it came to it. But trying to get them in subscription is not a good idea, I don't think. There's still plenty of people out there wanting to join the army. But I mean, let's face it, Labour started closing down and cutting back on staff and armed forces and RAF and selling properties off and, to me it makes you wonder if all this has been planned over the last 30, 40 years, bring Great Britain down to its knees. They've got rid of the great in Britain now, and I think they're now nearly getting us to its knees, aren't they? Now, it's all well and good them saying now we need to build it up. Why did they tear it down in the first frigging place? Somebody somewhere ought to be prosecuted for dereliction of duty while they were in power, because they've allowed us to get into this state, and I believe it was pre-planned. You can't just go from being a great country to a shitty one unless somebody tries to plan your downfall or steers the ship in the wrong way. And I think we ought to rename the British Isles Titanic, because we're heading to disaster the way things are unless we get them changed. For lifeboats, what lifeboats have we got? Labour, Tory, Lib Dems, Green Nutters. We have no lifeboats. Unless we get Richard Tice and the Reform Party, give them a chance to undo the mess that has been created over the last 30, 40 years. I believe, and I still believe, it's since we lost interest in Sundays as an holy day and made it a normal day for shopping. I think that's when things started to go wrong and people decided, in the powers that be, let's get rid of religion. Where there's religion, there's hope and there's faith. We've got to destroy that. And I think this is probably why they're frightened to tackle the Muslims, because they have got hope and faith in their religion. Whereas Christians seem to have diluted somehow. I don't know. It's my view. I'm ranting and raving and rambling, but, Keir Starmer, I used to say, what they call that lady, I even forgot her name now, that was Prime Minister for 4 days, very short period of time. Can't even remember her name, she's that important. But I used to say she changed her mind more than her knickers. But I think Keir Starmer actually beats her, and so does Richie Sunak. They're saying what they want us to hear. So we get them a vote, get them in, think, yeah, then they turn around and say, up yours, we're doing what we want, sod you, we're going to look after his mates, we're going to make sure that everybody's looked after, that we know, that's in our party. We'll give backhanders and we can fiddle commissions and expenses and your poor suckers will pay. But we're not going to tell you that to your faces, are we? We're going to say, we are there to serve you. But they're trying to turn it from being servants to masters. And we're allowing them. But I do believe there's been sneaky back stabbing politicians over the years that has been looking forward to this day, been trying to destroy it for some reason and get us back to the haves and have-nots. And as long as they're the haves, they don't give a toss about the have-nots. Well, I think it's time for the have-nots to start a rebellion in some form by expressing our voices. And we can do that at the next election. Give them a bloody nose and a black eye. Choose a different, complete party. I mean, Labour. Oh, look at Birmingham. That's bankrupt, isn't it? Oh, that's Labour controlled, isn't it? What happened last time Labour were in charge of the country? Oh, they left a note saying, no money left. What are you going to do now? We're supposed to give them another chance? The Tories, I think they're dead and buried. Thieves and vagabonds, as the Irish call them, Tories, which is exactly what they've turned out to be, innit? Thieves and vagabonds. Don't give a toss about anybody. Even trying to take us into wars again. Fear. This is what they're trying to do. If you get rid of faith and religion, you're more susceptible to fear. If you're in fear of things, you're easier to control. And this is what the powers that be are trying to make everybody in this world fearful. It's not just us at the tout in this war too, it's everybody in the world. So everybody's going to be nervous and fearful and thinking, oh, what's going to happen? We need the government to save us. What we need is to save ourselves from these warmongering governments. Stand up and say, Britain, put Britain first. England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, that is the most important thing that we should be focusing on. What any other country wants to do, let them get on with it. As long as we are safe and we are looking after our people. I mean, look at the ex-servicemen, you know. They're on about wanting people to join the army, and yet when they've been in the army that's volunteered, been shot, injured or mentally disturbed through it, you just left on the streets to sleep. I abuse you, fuck off, thank you. No wonder nobody wants to join it. I mean, at one stage, you used to be proud if you were a British soldier. We're proud of the British Armed Forces. Now, I don't know. I mean, it's not the soldiers' fault, is it? It's the Etonians and whatnot, the officers that are making decisions. And they're about as good as running armies as they are as running governments, I think. Fucking useless. We need to get the pride back in Britain. Get the great back in Great Britain. And there's only us, the people, that can achieve that. Anyway, I'd like to know your views on it. Whether you think I'm just a silly old prat ranting and raving. But you know, it is. I can't believe the world we're living in. Anyway, go out and do somebody a good deed today. If you can't do them a good deed, don't do them any harm. See an homeless person, a genuine homeless person, buy them a meal deal or a Subway. You know anybody that's struggling with mental health or anything and they're on their own, talk to them, phone them, let them know that there are people out there that are willing to listen to them. Anyway, that's my rant and rave over with for today. God bless you all. Let's do a quick prayer for a better understanding of everybody in the world and for a nice, peaceful world, if that can ever happen. Thanks a lot. I will do another one tomorrow, God willing. And that's about it. If you see an old person that's lonely, nip round and see him. Just give them a little chat, let them know that they aren't on their own. Speak to you later.